Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We've got an interesting program ahead today. Now we've got the Greek elections out of the way, we can think for at least maybe a few more days about the future without immediately thinking about Greece. To introduce the session, to begin it, I'd like to introduce Valerio De Molli, who's a managing partner of the European House Ambrosetti and a member of the Advisory Board of Observatory on Europe. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Yesterday at the dinner with our friends of the Advisory Board, I was very glad and happy because they said this is the first time since 2005 when we started the Observatory on Europe think tank that we are coming to Brussels and we have the sun. And they said, not be too happy and let's see tomorrow. And in fact, the rain came, and this is the 5th edition we are doing with the rain. And apart from that, I'm very glad to open this meeting today. As many of you know, we tend to limit the participation to this presentation seminar because we want to foster and encourage the debate around the work we have developed with the scientific committee members and the business leaders that are supporting this think tank called Observatory on Europe that was founded in 2005 by us together with, at that time, scientific committee members like Mario Monti, who became then Prime Minister of Italy and has been member of this team until 16 November last year, and Laurent Fabius, for instance, among other people who contributed in funding this exercise. This is an independent voice, and we don't run any political flags. We are purely, genuinely based on encouragement about Europe, and we have actually a bias, and our bias is to be pro-European. The mission of our observatory is this one you see on the screen, and we want to pragmatically contribute to the success of the European Union. We want to provide to its political leaders and business leaders inputs, inside views, studies, research, and qualitative judgment and inputs to foster the competitiveness of the European member states and of the European Union overall. As I said, we started our activities in 2005. Most of you already know that every 18 months we gather here in Brussels. Actually, since the very beginning, we started at the Amigo Hotel, and we are keeping it in our heart somehow. As you can see from the project's milestones, we had a number of presentations here in Brussels to different commissioners through the years, and Michel Barnier will be joining us for the second part of today's meetings. In the last years, particularly from 2008, we also opened an Eastern European window, and we started the Observatory on New Europe in Budapest, which we've been doing it for three times. The project key pillars are the advisory board meetings, the strategic report, which I think you find on the table, the website that has been created, and you have this www.observatoryoneurope.eu, which can provide with insightful information, KPI by KPI, and member state by member state. We have elaborated 1,404 KPIs to measure the competitiveness of the different countries and to make sure that with one click you can either compare the single KPIs or compare the member states. The 4 business partners we have on board are ING Direct, Enel, General Electric International, and Philip Morris International. And we are very grateful to all of those business leaders who participated, particularly GE, Enel, and ING since the very start of the project a few years ago. The scientific committee, and also I express my warm gratitude to all of them, is composed by Antonio Borges, Vladimir Dlohi, Wolfgang Schussel, apart from myself, and we are all here to develop the contents of the program today. The business members are the ones that you can see here on the slide, and also thanks to all of them. The key issues, and I have finished these introductory remarks, the key issues that we are covering this year actually are reflected into the program of today's meeting. The EU economic outlook, and Vladimir Dlohi is going in a minute to implement this vision. The EU 27 Competitiveness Index that I will be presenting later, together with the speedometer that we have elaborated in order to measure the different degrees of speed of every single member state, and the EU budget for long-term growth, plus recommendations, and the Single Market Act that we want to measure in terms of its implementations, and that we also are raising a few additional recommendations to it. I have finished this part, and also the allocated time is over. Thanks a lot indeed, and have a nice food for thought for today's meeting. Thank you.